And once again, I give you an opportunity to hate by bringing you this video. How you doing? This is Ranger with Raw Boxing TV. Thank you for watching this video. And let's talk about a very good fight coming up. Not, oh my goodness, a great fight, but nevertheless, a very good fight. Mikey Garcia or Miguel Angel Garcia versus Juan Manuel Lopez or Juan Ma Lopez, whatever your choice of name or nickname is. First, let's talk about Juan Ma Lopez. Juan Manuel Lopez, as we already know, suffering the 2 losses versus Orlando Salido. The layout, because of the suspension, came back to fight the Brazilian dude, came out aggressive. I think he knocked him out the first or second. I'm not sure. I didn't watch the fight, so I don't want to give you wrong information. But however, what are Juan Manuel's positives and negatives when it comes to this fight? Well, let's start with the negatives. There's a lot more negatives than positives. First, I've been saying it for 2.5 years. Juan Manuel Lopez is not the monster people thought it was. As a matter of fact, Juan Manuel Lopez is the cause of my first YouTube beef versus my own 169, when the whole Gamboa, my own thing was going around. I mean, Gamboa Juanma thing was going around, and I kept saying, if the fight doesn't happen, he will be exposed. If they do fight, he will be knocked out. Why? Because Juan Manuel Lopez was just doing the same thing that a lot of the fighters today are doing. Juan Manuel Lopez was doing the same thing Nonito was doing at a smaller weight division, destroying the midgets. I mean, just smoking them. Boom, boom, boom. Because the dude has power. Right? But we noticed as he started going up to the weight, up in weights, kind of like the knockouts were less impressive. And then came the loss versus Mtagwa, because you do know that's a loss. Don't tell me the couple of knockdowns, gave Juanma a fight, when in reality he couldn't even handle Mtagwa, and in the last couple of rounds he looked like he was just about to go. One thing I do like about Juanma though is, and I said it on my other videos, his heart. The kid does have heart. He could be hurt and he's not going to take a knee. He's going to go at it. And I can always appreciate heart in a fighter. And I'm sure you can always appreciate that too. I'm not the only one. But as he moved up in weight, he fought Mtagwa, a tough opponent, right? Mtagwa, awkward fighter, no technique at all, just pure raw power. Or not even that much of power, just being able to take punch, outwork you, get you tired, And they gave him that fight. Then he fought Orlando Salido. Orlando Salido, we all know the type of fighter he is. No technique, pretty much good hooks. That's about and good ability to take punches and really and truly outwork you. But if you have just a tiny bit of technique, and you can hit, you can either take him to unanimous decision or you can knock him out. Well, Juan Manuel Lopez was kind of like outworking Mtagwa for the first couple of rounds. Not Mtagwa, Salido. Salido, you saw what happened in that first fight. He just came back, kept landing those overhand right, and bam, and bam, and bam, caused the damage, knocked him out. In Puerto Rico. Now, Juanma has suffered his first official professional loss in his own backyard. Now his pride took over his head. Okay? He comes back and fights this man again in Puerto Rico. And the scorecards were so dirty, they actually had Juanma winning the fight until Salido again knocked him out. in Puerto Rico. Then Juan Manuel Lopez gave opening to what I call today my official name, my copyrighted name, the Boxing Excuse Hall of Fame, by simply saying the reason I lost because my referee has a gambling problem. Wow. So after that, he was suspended. Juan Manuel comes in, fights the Brazilian, wins. But if you notice one thing, Juan Manuel Lopez has a lazy jab. Juan Manuel Lopez always looking for that one hard left hand. Even though it's not always going to be there. As the great Rigondo said, you can't win a fight on just one punch. Right? Juan Manuel Lopez's chin could be questionable. But not really, because he still pushes forward. Like I said, he's got that heart. Juan Manuel Lopez, if you notice, when he starts boxing, he doesn't throw. Like, he'll put a combination together and he'll move out, and he moves out without throwing punches. And while he's moving out and still in punching range, his hands are down, giving you openings to counterpunch. And that's a terrible mistake against any fighter. Any fighter. So, Juan Manuel Lopez needs to focus on less power, more elusiveness, more defense. Different corner, first of all. Let's go to Mikey Garcia. Mikey Garcia, you already know what's up. The kid, undefeated, great power, champion in his division. And very exciting fighter. But then I start to think, does it really make sense for me to fight a man who just got knocked out twice by a man who I just beat? Does that really make sense? Well, let's look at this for a second. Let's compare Salido when he fought Juanma to when he fought Mikey Garcia. Let's compare Salido when he fought Juan Manuel Lopez the first time, when he fought Gamboa, when he fought Juan Manuel Lopez again. Let's compare Salido even to the fight after the destruction of Juan Manuel Lopez. There's a huge difference. First of all, we've seen an older Salido, a slower Salido, and a less tougher Salido. But most of all, just a more draggy Salido. Just the punches were thrown with intention, bad intentions, but they weren't as quick as they used to be. He was never a fast fighter, but even on this fight, he looked a lot slower. I guess age and all those wars he's had is catching up to him. So he didn't even look like the same Salido that fought Juan Manuel Lopez. So you can give that kind of like the benefit of the doubt. You can take that for what it's worth. You know. But let's talk about one of 4 mistakes that Mikey Garcia makes. And of course, I know I'm going to get hate for this, but then again, if you could hate on me, that's cool, but then you're going to feel like an astronomical stupid person after you go and see what I'm talking about. That it's not just my words, it's visual evidence. Visual evidence. So get your haterade ready and prepare to look stupid if you're going to hate on me for what I'm about to say. Number 1, terrible mistake. Okay? Mikey Garcia, when he shoots that jab, let me show you this from the side. When he shoots, he's here, right? Pretty good defense, right? He's blocking everything. But when he shoots the jab, I can't throw it because of the wall here, but when he shoots the jab, he does this. Now you will say, well, Ranger, what the hell is wrong with that? Well, there's many things wrong with that. Let's say you have somebody with a good left hand in front of you. As your body is on defense mode, in attack mode, your defense has become an opening not only on your forehead, nose, and chin, but to your chest and the center body. Okay? And that's one of the things he does. Another thing he does is he shoots the jab sometimes and drops the hand. Again, opening that defense up. The only thing a quick left has to do is when that jab's coming, all they got to do is bam. And you might say, well, that ain't going to do nothing the first time. It may not do nothing the first time, but you break an opponent slowly but surely. And unfortunately, he makes that mistake. He is very lucky that he can take a shot. Let me tell you. Very lucky. But how far does your chin going to take you? That I don't have an answer for. I don't have an answer for that. Another thing Mikey does. Mikey's very good at two ranges. Mid-range and a little longer range. And he's okay on the toe-to-toe fight. Well, when he's on the toe-to-toe, when he's in the inside war, he doesn't know how to really control his punches. His chin is there. Not only his chin's there, but when he's breaking the clinch or whatever, he breaks and just kind of like, which is a fatal mistake that a fighter can just be looking for that and bam, just clock you, man. Just completely clock you. And another thing is, Mikey Garcia, yes, you see him shooting jabs, bam, 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 and moving around. But what happens when a guy that likes shooting that 1-2 and moves out? As he moves out, right? He's not a very fast fighter with his legs. He moves around with his legs, but they're just standard movements. They're not like, oh my goodness, look at that. That's so good. That's so slick. That's so fancy or whatever. Any fighter can chase, and here's the mistake. As he's moving backwards, he doesn't throw punches. He does not throw punches. He goes into defense, and he raises his elbows way too high and way to the front, and any fighter can crack him to the ribs. Now, you might ask yourself, well, that hasn't happened yet. Well, look at who he's fought. What opponent that he's fought is able to do those things? Certainly not Bernabé Concepcion. Certainly not Orlando Salido. Most certainly not Jonathan Victor Barros. And that's another thing. Let me touch on that subject too. I get a lot of hate on my channel talking about he gonna destroy Gamboa because he TKO'd Jonathan Victor Barros, because he beat Salido in a worse way than Gamboa did. Again, let's look at when Victor Barros fought Gamboa. Right? Let's look at what happened in that fight under the circumstances in which that fight happened. Compare that Jonathan Victor Barros to the one he is now. Let's look at what Salido did to Gamboa. Won what? 1 or 2 rounds? Compare the Salido that was to the Salido that fought Mikey Garcia. I mean, you're not telling me anything that's going to scare a fighter. If what you're basing your standards is on that, then there's really not much hope for Mikey Garcia. When Gamboa was at 126, Mikey wouldn't want none of that. Well, Gamboa leaves the 126 and goes to 135, and now we're writing on his name. Oh, I'm ready for Gamboa. Really? The guy's 2 weight divisions above you. Now you're ready for him? Wow, I see. Pretty smart move. Pretty smart move. I bet you wouldn't go to 130 and say, hey, let's meet halfway. Let's go to 130. Or, better yet, I'll go to 135. I'm big enough. I'm taller than you. I'm younger than you. I'm stronger than you. Let's think before we talk. It's all about circumstances. The way things have happened compared to what could happen in the near future. and the results might be totally different. That's that. Now, I'm picking Mikey Garcia to completely destroy Juan Manuel Lopez. Juan Manuel Lopez will knock out. Mikey Garcia should be able to knock out Juan Manuel Lopez. The only thing Mikey Garcia needs to do is the 1-2, which he is very good at and has some power behind it. Because I seen Lopez last fight, clips of the last fight. He's still open for the right hand. He's still open for the right uppercut. He's still open to the jab of the forehead. Hasn't changed much. Ain't no hate on the brother. Like I said, just check it. And then if after you see it yourself on a video, that's not me talking, if you still consider hate, then you're just a plain idiot. But that's it for now. Drop your comments on this fight. Let me know what your thoughts are. I'm picking Mikey to win by knockout. Subscribe till next time.